Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. We are halfway through July, which is unbelievable. I can't believe it's already July 15th. I'm actually very grateful. Summer is hard for me and I am kind of getting over summer fragrances. Don't have a ton for mid-month just because I'm kind of running low on scents to burn and things I'm enjoying right now. But I thought I would share with you guys my candle empties so far this month. So starting with Yankee Candle. This here, as you can see, I removed the label, but this was the fragrance by the pool. I don't have the scent notes on it, but if I can remember some of them, I know it was violet, lycra accord, chlorine accord, some aquatic notes. This was a very nostalgic fragrance to me. This reminded me of swimming when I was a child. I was in the pool all the time when I was younger. My hair would turn green, and just having like a clean towel out by the pool side. And I love the fragrance. As you can see, it was a pretty sooty burn. I ended up putting it in the candle warmer towards the end, just because it did get so sooty and dirty. I would say the scent throw on this was kind of more mild to moderate, maybe like around a 6 out of 10 in a smaller space. I didn't get much projection or throw from this one in a larger space, but I did like the fragrance so much that I purchased the, I think they call these easy melt cups, but I actually just kind of put this in a bowl and put it under my wax warmer. And this also was fairly light, honestly. I could hardly smell it under the wax warmer. And looking at the label on this one, this says amber and coconut. I don't really detect any coconut in this fragrance. But I did like the fragrance itself. I just wish it was a bit stronger and a little bit cleaner of a burn. Then moving on, this one is Pistachio Latte. I know it looks like there's a lot remaining here in the jar, but I felt like with these candles, once they got down to the scent level, the fragrance just dissipated, and when I would burn it, I would not smell much of anything. Now, at first, I would say the first few lights of this, I was not sure I loved this candle, but then as it got like towards the halfway point, I really started to enjoy this, and it definitely came across as a pistachio coffee milky fragrance to me. It was a good mix between being like foodie but slightly perfumey. Definitely pistachio and coffee. I enjoyed this one. I don't know that I would repurchase. Again, the scent throw was probably like a 6 out of 10 in my kitchen area. But yeah, it was a nice fragrance, and I really like the label in the jar on this one in particular. And then my last Yankee, which honestly was probably one of my favorite candles I've burned so far this July, is Honey Bee Tea. So actually some of the wax kind of got sloshed around toward the end. I burned this all the way down to the bottom. This is such a really, really good tea and honey fragrance. The scent throw on this one was really strong. I would say like an 8 out of 10, almost 9 out of 10. And this spread across my entire downstairs area here. It's very sweet, but yet has the herbal tea notes mixed in as well. I was very surprised by this one. I don't know if the performance was just better because it was a 3-wick. I don't know if anybody out there had the 2-wick tumbler or the single wick that experienced such a good performance on this one, but I would definitely repurchase this one again if I came across it. It's very strong, very sweet, very unique, and honestly perfect for this time of year when you're kind of over the summer fruity scents and want something that kind of helps transition into the warmer fall fragrances. So definitely would recommend this one from Yankee. Okay, moving on, I only have one Kringle. that I have finished up at this first half of July. And this is from the Reserve line, Sprinkled Macarons. So this one I purchased, I believe back in May during the memorial sale when it was, I want to say when it was on sale. This was a nice clean burn down to the bottom here. This is definitely just like a vanilla bakery scent. I do get some like almond or nuttiness in here. The scent notes are coconut milk, sweet praline, creamy pumpkin, nutmeg, cinnamon, and vanilla marshmallow. I definitely get the vanilla marshmallow and the praline. That's the nuttiness I smell. I don't really detect anything pumpkin-like though. I can see the slight bit of nutmeg, but not really cinnamon. This is a nice fragrance. It wasn't very strong to my nose. It definitely was maybe more in the 6 or 7 range in terms of scent throw, and I don't think this would be one I would repurchase, especially for the higher price point that the Reserve jars are. I just didn't feel like there was enough oomph to it. It wasn't unique enough to my nose. I like vanilla fragrances, but I don't know. It was just kind of a basic vanilla bakery candle. So while it was good, it's a one and done for me on this one. Okay, so moving on to Homeworks. I have 2 from Homeworks or Slatkin & Co. That I finished up, and the first one is Namaste Woods. I believe this is my 2nd or 3rd Namaste Woods that I burned through. This one has notes of Hawaiian koa wood, green cardamom, almond blossom, and sandalwood. I do have a dedicated review up on this candle in particular. Very nice clean burn all the way down to the bottom on this. I do find, you guys, that Slatkin & Co.'s candles do not burn as long as he claims them to. And I think it's just because of the 4 wicks. I tend to burn through these fairly quickly. But this fragrance, you guys, is like one of my favorite fragrances. I love the cardamom in this. It's warm, it's slightly spicy and creamy with that almond. It's just a really, really nice woody, creamy cardamom fragrance that I will continue to purchase as long as he has it around. The label is really pretty, and obviously when these burn, you guys know how beautiful the labels look as the flames get a little lower into the jar. It just really, really looks nice. So this one I finished up, and this, I would say scent throw on this one was probably a 7 or 8 out of 10. A nice projection, perfect in my opinion. I think I burned this primarily in my master bedroom, which just created a nice atmosphere in there. So really enjoy that one. Next from Homeworks, and I'm probably gonna keep this gold lid. You do see that I did remove my label on this one, and the reason why is this had a Christmas label. So this was a set I got from QVC during the holiday, I think last year's holiday season. And this fragrance is called Twilight Bonfire. I love myself a bonfire candle, if you guys have not figured that out so far. So this has fragrance notes of cozy firewood, sweet praline, whipped vanilla, and smoked amber. This is somewhat of a take on like Marshmallow Fireside, but a little more woodsy and bonfire-like. I would say it's a little more smoky, woodsy than Marshmallow, not quite as sweet, but still as it's burning, you get the sweet fragrance that comes through. I love these types of fragrances. It was really nice to burn in the evenings here in this open concept space. And this was like an 8 or 9 out of 10. This was a really, really good performer. As you can see, nice clean burn. I burned the other one in the set last year during, I believe, the month of January or February. If this one comes back, I would definitely recommend it. Again, fragrance notes of cozy firewood, sweet praline, which is delicious. I smell that. Whipped vanilla, definitely get that, and smoked amber. Definitely get the smokiness. I didn't really associate it with amber, but it's just like this smoky note that it lingers with this fragrance as it's burning. I love this one. So those are my 2 Homeworks candles I've burned through. And then the rest is Bath and Body Works. I have 4 here from Bath and Body Works. First up, I got this during SAS. This is the Emily in Paris Macaron Cloud. This has fragrance notes of Macaron Delight, Parisian Sponge Sugar, and Pink Berries. This was slightly disappointing to me. This was a very low projecting candle. I would say maybe in the 4 or 5 range. I even had it in a hurricane in my kitchen, which is a more enclosed space. It was really hard to pick up on this fragrance as it was burning. I do have one other that I got during SAS that I may try to just put under my warmer light to see if that helps with the fragrance throw. I did like the fragrance. I do like the scent. Like I can smell it somewhat still on cold. It's a warm, sugary vanilla with a touch of fruitiness in it. But when it was burning, it was pretty undetectable, unfortunately. So this, not my favorite. Not my favorite so far this July. So there's that one. Also burned through my Flower Child candle. I got 2 of these as well on during the SAS sale. So this has white narcissus, cashmere musks, and sweet cedarwood. So interesting, because when I don't really know what white narcissus smells like, but there's something more to this. There's some sort of floral note to this. It almost smells like sweet pea to me. It's a beautiful fragrance, a beautiful floral fragrance. And I'm glad I have another one. I'll probably save the other one for next year. I do get the musks, but I don't really get cedarwood in this. I just get a very sweet pink-like flower fragrance. I did burn this one all the way through. It's a little sloshed around. I don't know how the heck that happened. I think it's because I still put it in my empties pile when it was somewhat still warm, and so it kind of got all over the sides, but it was a nice clean burn. This did have somewhat larger flames on it, but I did burn it here in my open concept area, and I would give it maybe like a 7 out of 10, 7 to 8 out of 10 on the scent throw. So it was a good performer, like the fragrance, and glad I have another one in my collection. All right, next up from Bath and Body Works, finished up my Ariel candle this month so far. So this has scent notes of sea salt breeze, golden citrus, and coral waters. This is really, really pretty aquatic fragrance. I get the slight bit of citrus in here. I wouldn't say that it's really like definitely lemon or lime or orange. It just smells kind of zesty and bright and aquatic. Whatever they're calling sea salt breeze, that's definitely the predominant note in this candle. This was more of a moderate scent throw. I would give it like a 6 out of 10 here in my open concept. I wish it had a little more oomph to it. I did burn it for a while in my small powder room bathroom, and it definitely filled up that space. But I think in a more open concept area, it got a little lost. But I would repurchase this. I had the wallflower in this as well, and I really like the fragrance itself. So this was a really nice candle. And then last up is Journal Moments. And I like this jar. It's nice and pretty. And honestly, when it was burning, you couldn't really tell that the jar itself was blue. It's like this really pretty pale blue color. It just kind of came across as white. I burned this in my master bedroom during the day and the evenings. This has scent notes of fresh tea leaves, papyrus, and sandalwood. And this candle reminds me what is it? It's something like tea and sage. It's an older Bath and Body Works fragrance that had like something with sage and tea. If anybody remembered white tea and sage, it reminds me very much of that candle, or that, I think it was Body Care. This was really pretty, really relaxing. This was a strong performer. I could smell this coming out of my bedroom into like down the stairwell. This was probably like an 8 or 9 out of 10. Fairly clean burn. There's a little bit of soot that kind of developed up here. Towards the end, I let it burn a little bit longer just to kind of like burn itself down. And I think that's when that soot accumulated up there. It did burn fairly hot and fast, if I remember right, but I really enjoyed the scent. I've been on like a tea vibe lately. As you can tell, I'm really enjoying tea fragrances mixed with honey or other scent notes, a little more herbally. I've been really kind of in an herbal mood of late, and this was a nice one that I picked up at SAS. So let me know in the comments, guys, if you've tried any of these and what you're enjoying the month of July. I'm kind of struggling to get through some of my candles right now, or knowing what to burn. I've got a couple of new 4 wicks from Kringle that I'm burning right now, and one other from Homeworks I'm finishing up soon. So I don't know how much I'll have at the end of July, but I do have a lot of personal care empties that I will be sharing. So everybody, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks, bye-bye.